What do Lufthansa, United, AirKenya, a hot air balloon, and Swiss have in common? Those are the trips I'll be sharing with you in the coming weeks on this channel. But for now, I took a little bit of time out of my recent trip to Kenya to answer a few questions you had. Hey guys, Jeb Brooks coming to you from the middle of the Masai Mara here in Kenya. This is an absolutely beautiful place if you haven't been before, and I wanted to touch base with you in response to the incredible outpouring of, well, I guess that wonderful sense of community that came when I posted my celebration of hitting 10,000 subscribers. I'm still in shock about that, and I'm so grateful to each of you who've clicked that red subscribe button. But today, well, I've got a gin and tonic, and I thought I'd answer a couple of questions that you guys posted. So let me take a look. Lots of you wanted to know kind of a series of things. My favorite airplane, my favorite airport, and my favorite airline. Well, God, that's a tough question. I would say my favorite airplane right now is going to have to be the Airbus A350. Delta did an incredible job with those suites. I really love that flight. I can't wait to fly with more A350s. I really want to fly Finairs. I think that looks like a really cool cabin, so that's high on my list. My favorite airline, I think many of you know I have a lot of loyalty to Delta, and I think I've got some pretty cool stuff coming from Delta here on the channel soon, so keep an eye out for that. Pretty excited about that. A little teaser there to keep you interested. And then my favorite airport, I've got to say Washington's DCA, Reagan National Airport. I absolutely love the approach coming in, getting to see our nation's capital here in the U.S., or I guess back there in the U.S. I'm in Kenya now. That's pretty cool. So those are them. That said, I really don't care what kind of airplane I'm on, as long as I'm flying somewhere. I'm good with it. So another kind of a weird second favorite airplane for me, real quick, non sequitur here, the Avro RJ, whatever it is. I'm so sorry I don't remember. I think of it as the BAE 146. I guess I'm dating myself, but I think that's a really cool airplane, and I'm super stoked. I'm flying that a little later this year. All right, so next question. Let's see here. David Dillon. David Dillon, by the way, is the guy who pointed out in the Transcon Throwdown that JetBlue is a discount airline. Good point, my friend. You also asked a great question, which is, do I prefer suites or open seating? And the answer is a little bit complicated in that it depends. So, like if I'm traveling alone, I really like to have a suite. I like to have a space to myself, be able to be only disturbed if I want to be disturbed, be able to sleep freely, watch movies, whatever. That's what was so amazing about that Emirates first class fully enclosed suite. Incredible. But then if I'm traveling with somebody who I like, I want to have open seating, that way we can chat, we can, if it's a work colleague, we can work. If it's just a vacation, we can, relax and have a good time. If it's somebody I don't want to travel with, I'm going to go back to the suite. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hey, all right, so listen, it's been great to catch up. I'm going to answer plenty more questions along the way back to the U.S., but for now, this place is so amazing. I hope you'll forgive me if I head back out and check it out some more, maybe powered by this guy. Hey, thanks. Let's take a break. See you in a bit. So here I am at the airstrip where we're leaving the Masai Mara, and it's been an incredible trip. Seems like this is a perfect place to answer Sam Jablonski's question, which was if I could take any airline to any destination, where would it be? And the answer is probably about as opposite from the flight I'm about to take as you could get, which is the Residence with Etihad from JFK all the way through Abu Dhabi and then on to Sydney. I think it would be epic to take that halfway around the world. Obviously, it's a dream. I don't know if I can pull it off, but boy, that'd be incredible. That said, I've said it before, destination, anywhere. I am on a mission to visit every single one of the UN countries. Kenya, this is number 53 for me, so I've got a long way to go to get to 195, so I hope you will be sure to stick around for the rest of them. But for now, I've got to hop on this plane and get out of here. Hey guys, so I'm sitting on a Swiss flight here from Nairobi to through Dar es Salaam and then on to Zurich, and I thought this was a good time to answer Magnus's question, which is a really cool one, for my top tips on comfortable, or making the passenger experience a little bit more comfortable. I think one thing, so first of all I should say, these are just my experience with flying myself. These may or may not work for you. But one thing is to commit to an airline. If you fly enough, you can earn status, and that can make a difference if you fly enough. So that's one thing. But then more practically speaking, I think this can apply for anybody regardless of the flight, especially if it's one of these like this one, really long haul. It can make sense to pack some things. So one thing, a fresh set of clothes before you take off or right when you get on the plane makes a huge difference. And then being able to change when you land in the new place, that's a big advantage, I think. Another thing is to make sure you bring your own entertainment. Don't count on the airline's TV screens working. Consider that to be a bonus. Bring your own book or a video or something like that. And then also noise-canceling headphones make a tremendous difference. So just my 2 cents. But thanks for the question, Magnus. Really cool one. I guess next time I see you, it'll be in Zurich for another question. So let's keep them coming. Hey guys, here I am at the Zurich Airport lounge obviously in Zurich. I've just come in after that long Swiss flight overnight, and I want to answer Jonathan Warawa's question about what am I most excited about in terms of commercial aviation. He says he's most excited about the C Series, and so it's perfect to answer the question here because I've been watching tons of those airplanes take off and land right here. So pretty exciting stuff. Hey, listen, for me, I think I'm all about the passenger experience. Like I love to think about the kinds of things that airlines are doing with passenger experience. So I'm most excited to see those innovations. I think that's pretty exciting, which relates to a question somebody else asked, and I will leave your name in the screen below because I'm afraid I don't remember. But you said, what am I most excited about or what do I think airlines aren't doing that they could do to improve the passenger experience? What's the next big thing? And I'm pretty sure it's going to be data. I think airlines have an opportunity to mine the data they have about specifically their frequent flyers, but really all of us, in order to customize an experience, in order to make it a little bit easier, more seamless. So a lot of airlines have transfers, for example, for tight connections or customized experiences for first class passengers. I think airlines could do that even better, or rather even more commonly if they leverage data a little better. So we'll see. Hey, just a couple of thoughts here from the Zurich airport. Thanks for keeping up with me. We'll see what comes next. I'm back in the US, and that seems like a good time to answer a couple more questions. I'm super lucky in that jet lag doesn't really bother me too much, so getting into the office early is pretty easy. So I think one of the first questions, or one of the most common questions I got was, what in the world do I do that allows me to travel as much as I do? And the answer is that I'm in the sales training business. So our company builds and delivers sales training classes for companies all over the world and helps their sales teams do their jobs better. So a lot of my travel is work. And then also, as I mentioned, back in the Masai Mara, I have this crazy goal to visit all 195 UN member nations. So through a combination of work travel and leveraging miles, and then also taking advantage of holidays in the right way. For example, this last weekend was Memorial Day, so I traveled all the way to Kenya and back. I can't wait to share the trip reports from that trip with you over the coming weeks. So that's definitely to come. But for now, that's how I do it. So I think that's one perspective or one area of my life where I'm super lucky. I get to travel and I love it. So I think we've got time for one more question. Fortunately, I guess, there were like 128 questions that came up. So if I didn't answer yours, I will definitely do so in the comments over the next few days. But one more question that I'd like to answer, and that's from Blake Edgington, who is an awesome new YouTuber, really digging his channel. So I'll be sure to link to it. Check it out. I think you'll like it as much as I do. He asked what it takes to become a trip reporter, and I don't know that I'm fully qualified to answer that, but I'm certainly flattered that somebody would ask. And I've had a blast putting this together. I think the most important thing to do is to be authentic. I think people want that no matter what. In real relationships offline, in this kind of relationship online, people want you to be yourself. And the greatest compliments that I get online by far are when people say, when people recognize that genuine enthusiasm. They see just how much I love to travel and to experience these flights. So I think number one is to be authentic. I think number two is to just watch a lot of them. Get a sense of what people are doing out there, and certainly don't replicate them. Don't replicate what other people are doing exactly, but be yourself. I guess that relates to being authentic. So. And there you have it, folks. I was so flattered, so honored to share some of my experiences with you. I look forward to doing that a lot more. There's definitely a lot more to come. And for now, just look forward to next week. I can't wait to share the first of several trip reports from this last trip. I traveled in a 747-8 with Lufthansa upstairs. It was a killer flight. I think you're going to really enjoy the trip report. That's coming next week. But for now, as always, see you in the sky.